Our most staple, historical and most popular item of food is under threat. Under threat from greedy producers, health concerns, reputation and lack of government legislation. But I'm here to put an end to all the bad press and showcase our most prized and recognised foodstuffs, along with some of the producers and people behind them. I'm Barry Vera, the Meat Man. Let's face it, even I'm confused. Aisles and aisles of meat with so many grades, cuts, styles of packaging and mind-boggling price variables. It's amazing how it actually even gets sold. Take this chicken for example, our most staple and popular item of food with over 2.2 million sold each and every day in the UK, and that's just grade A chicken. What does grade A actually mean, and how is it 60% cheaper than this organic chicken? In the UK, we consume more than 850 million chickens each and every year. We slaughter 2.6 million cattle, over 10 million pigs, and over 10 million turkeys at Christmas time alone. Let's face it, even with the increasing number of vegetarians and vegans on the rise, meat is still the nation's priority item of food. Many people think that grade A chicken comes from high welfare and freedom farms. Some even think it's free range. It's not. Grade A simply means the meat is clean, plump, has minimal damage and free from defects. The meat could have even been reared in the least humane way allowed. So what are the current regulations for farmed animals? Well, no system of farming has a higher standard of animal welfare than organic. Organic simply means the animals must have access to pasture, have plenty of space and are fed on a diet that is natural and free from genetically modified organisms. With this in mind, it's obvious that the meat comes with a higher price tag. In fact, a Sainsbury's large 1.7 kilo grade A chicken costs £4.65, while its counterpart organic chicken of the same weight costs £11.70. That's just shy of a 60% increase. However, it's proven as well as taste, nutritionally we get far more from organic and free-range produce than caged and controlled stock. In this series, I'm going to showcase the country's leading meat producers who are at the forefront of organic sustainability and welfare farming. We will prove that organic won't cost you the earth and show you how to get the most out of each portion of meat. We will truly embrace, honour and do justice to the most popular and tasty ingredient of all time. And what better place to start than one of my favourite and unique poultry farms in Pilmore, North Yorkshire. Welcome to Herb Fed Farm. I'm with owner and founder Edward Wilkinson. Thank you for having us here today, and also thank you for giving me the opportunity to cook with one of your chickens a little bit later.
Absolute pleasure, great to have you here.
Chickens, how long have you been dealing in chickens?
We started the business in 2010. We didn't originally start with chickens, it was 500 turkeys as a trial to start with, and then chickens came later.
Herb fed chickens, I came across these through one of my suppliers. He said, you've got to taste these chickens. Why herb fed?
Well, my aunt's got a herb farm. She was feeding all the waste from the farm to her chickens, laying hens at home. And everyone was saying how great the eggs were. And at that time, well, we thought, what about trying it with some turkeys? And we did this trial. We didn't sell many of the turkeys, but what we did get from it was some samples that we went around, gave them out to butchers and chefs, and everyone said how great they were. They're getting the exercise, which helps the texture of the meat, makes it much firmer. The diet they're eating, the grass, the herbs. They're also very healthy animals, so the health of any animal makes them taste better. The happier they are, the better the meat's going to be. They're killed at 56 or 57 days old. This might seem pretty short life, but a supermarket bird is between 28 to 32 days, so half that life.
So how do they grow them so quickly?
They're a strain that's been developed to grow fast, but it is all about minute details in terms of temperature and airflow and this sort of thing.
So I'm trying to fly this flag of, talking about ordering online. We go to Ocado and we order online and everything arrives at your home. There's still that little grey area where ordering meat online from one supplier outside of a supermarket, people are still a little bit reserved. How do you feel about that, and how do you think that needs to change?
I can understand the convenience of going online and ordering from one supplier lots of different products. But by ordering direct from us, for example, you really are getting fresh produce direct from the farm. It's packed in ice and it's guaranteed to stay fresh for 48 hours.
How often do you eat your own birds?
The record has been 6 out of 7 nights.
Oh wow!
But
It's like my house.
yeah, we couldn't quite do the 7th. We were just craving a bit of beef by then.
I've got one of Ed's famous herb-fed birds. It's great looking chicken. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook 3 meals from this one chicken. But first, I need to break down the chicken. 30 seconds, that's all it should take you. So first what I'm going to do, okay, is with the wings, I'm going to take off the wing, cut it through here. Now, for the actual leg and thigh. So through this point here, just going to cut through the skin there. I'm going to pop the bone out and just cut that off right there. And then I'll do the same on the other side. Pop the bone out and just take it through. Now I need to take the breasts off. So you've got the line that runs down the middle. You just need to be just slightly off that center line, and you're just going to take the breasts off. You're just going to follow the line down around the carcass, exactly like that. Same on the other side. Trim off there, and again left with the breast as it sits right there. So with the carcass, I'm going to utilize this. I'm going to make a stock from it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to roast that in the oven with the chicken wings and the knuckles off the end of the drumstick. Get it nice roast and brown, and then I'll make a brown chicken stock to go with that, which I'll come back to a little bit later. So with the breast, just pull off the skin, just nicely and neatly in half. Cut them into 2 pieces because we're going to make chicken Milanese with these. So now with the chicken legs and thighs, again, just with your knife, just force it through and cut it through. There we've got the thigh and the drumstick. Same again. So we have the chicken cut. Bit of a Mediterranean kind of feel on this one. Some roast vine tomatoes, red pepper, got some red onion. In my pan here, some olive oil. And just slowly start cooking these away here. Pepper, red pepper, right, just nice chunky pieces. Now I'm going to take the red onion, now some garlic. I'm just going to smash the garlic open. Let's have a look at this. Oh, look at that. Lovely colour. And we're going to start adding all the other ingredients. It's almost a one-pan wonder. Right, so while that's cooking, I'm just going to cut up the tomatoes. So now you're probably seeing that actually those 4 pieces of chicken can come into such a bigger dish. So I'm going to add these into here. So just take some fresh basil and break it all up. Put the olives in. All I'm going to do now is just add some chicken stock. We'll leave that simmering away nice and gently here. Keep an eye on it because I don't want it boiling, so I'll turn it down a little bit when it comes up to the boil, and I'm going to make the next dish. Okay, so while that's cooking, it's going to be about 20 minutes. Okay, this is the second dish, chicken Milanese. Now this is half a chicken breast. So all I've done is I've taken a layer of cling film like that, put your chicken breast underneath, and then get a rolling pin and take all your frustration and all your anger out on this chicken breast and bat it out. It's going to be about that thick. Flour, egg, breadcrumb, all ready to go. So I'm just going to put this to one side because I'm going to cook this shortly, but I'm going to make a really lovely salad to go with this. Over here, some watermelon, okay. With that, some cucumber, spring onion. So add all of that into there. Another one of my favourites, radish, okay, and I'm going to cut them into wedges. A little bit of spice, some green chilli. Again, add that into there. Right, and I've got some smaller vine tomatoes here. Just going to cut them in half like this and add these in. I'm going to take some flat leaf parsley. I'm just going to finely chop it. Place that on top. So I've got the salad like that. I need to dress it, and I'm not going to dress it until I've cooked the chicken. So you need a fair amount of oil in here. 1 stalk of rosemary into this as well. I'm going to take the chicken, I'm going to place it right there. Okay, so I'm going to dress the salad. I like to keep it nice and simple with salad dressings. Olive oil, lime juice, and just some salt. So I'm going to cut that. I'm going to squeeze it nicely over all of this. A little bit of olive oil. So just gently mix it all up. So just crumble it, some sea salt. Okay, so that's ready to go. Okay, so chicken, I've turned it over again. I've got a really nice crust on there. It's nice and solid, nice and crunchy. It's been about 2-3 minutes on either side. Place that on my plate. Sprig of rosemary for a little bit of garnish. Nice half a lemon on the side. chicken Milanese, and a really great summery salad, watermelon, radish, chili, cucumber, spring onion, and some lime juice and olive oil. For the final dish, risotto. Everybody loves risotto. It's great for the kids. It's great at home. Varying ways you can do it. I'm just going to do a simple herb and parmesan risotto here. But what I've done is I've taken the chicken stock. Remember, I've roasted that with all the bones. Nice dark chicken stock. Risotto rice, brown onion, finely chopped garlic, some olive oil, some butter, and I've taken that down with a little bit of chicken stock as well. So I'm going to add this in here as I'm cooking on location. Okay, my chicken stock isn't hot. Normally I would always say use hot stock to making risotto. So I'm going to take some herbs, I'm going to take some parsley, some tarragon. So whilst that's cooking away at the moment, I'm going to chop these herbs. Keep coming back to your risotto, keep it moving, keep it stirring. So I've got the risotto been cooking away nicely for a few more minutes. Okay, I'm going to add a lot of parmesan into this, okay? Get it nice and creamy. Add my herbs into this. Make sure that's all mixed in nicely. Nicely in the middle of the plate. You can see a few cheesy strands coming off that as well, okay? And I've got a little bit of lemon oil here, and it's a really nice finish to a risotto. Just slight drizzle. I'm going to put this here. Fresh basil leaves, just to finish this. A little bit of seasoning to finish. 1 chicken, 3 dishes. How great does it look?
I'm now heading to one of the best beef farms in the UK at Coldmore Cote Farm in North Yorkshire. Their herd of pedigree Belter Galloway cattle are from the stock of a hardy native breed that thrives on grazing on the rugged part of the North Yorkshire moors. Best of all, Belter Galloway is renowned for its succulent and tender beef. Their cattle produces grass-fed beef with natural marbling due to their slow-growing nature. This creates a rich depth of flavour not found in grain-fed beef.
James, Patrick, thank you for having me here today. Explain to me a little bit about the business and the family business, how it all came together.
In 2004, James and I moved back to take over the farm. I mainly look after the cattle, so James butchers it and is in charge of the shop.
Really focusing on British beef. You know, how do you fare from the rest of the beef in the country?
With them being slow growing and only grass fed, that's where the flavour comes out, that's where the marbling's there. Well, they are 30 months or over when we're killing them, so they've had a good life and they're getting the best of it.
We can control the whole aspect of getting these cattle from when they're born to on someone's plate. You know, they're butchered on the farm as well as being reared on the farm. At the moment, or the last few years, people have been very price conscious and they're possibly not really thinking about the whole welfare of the animals. I mean, as Patrick said, these cattle are older when they're killed. They've had a good life. As you can see, they're in a beautiful environment. And people need to really start thinking about that instead of just thinking about the convenience and the price.
James, so you've got some of your amazing beef that I can't wait to taste. Explain to me what we have here, please.
So we've got a selection of 3 Belted Galloway steaks. These have been aged for 28 days. We cut it up yesterday. We've got a ribeye, a picanha rump and a fillet.
Your favourite?
Picanha rump.
Yeah. Why?
Probably because it's got more fat on it. Then probably the ribeye. You've got a nice bit of marbling in this ribeye. And in fact, you've actually got very good marbling within this fillet here, which is
rare, actually, in a fillet.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that. What I've brought in, a little bit differently, because I knew we were going to have some great steak here today. I brought some short rib, so what I've done, braised them. I've had the spice mix already on here as well. And another one that I have is, here's one I have been preparing in the oven, just braised. But all I've done is sous vide, vacuum packed, braised it 4 hours. In a sous vide, in a water bath. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because I actually remember growing up as a kid and I remember the boiling the back curry, you know, it was all taken the piss out of basically. But you know, how popular sous vide cooking has become now. Shall I say, here's one I prepared earlier. So I think what we need to do is let's gather all of this up and I think let's head out to the barbecue.
Excellent.
the idea with these is just keep moving them around till the meat will go really soft. So you can get a bit of a nice crust on these. And again, just keep a little bit of seasoning. And this is some of the cooking liquor as well, with the fat in there as well. Why does the smoke always follow you? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this off. Okay, for the moment, I'm going to place this here. Now, steaks, olive oil or butter. Which would you prefer?
Probably butter.
Yeah. So, salt, plenty of salt. Put that one there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these off here.
My mouth's watery.
I'm going to put the last steak on. Right, we're just going to let these cook. Now what I'm going to do with this over here...
It's just breaking apart.
Yeah. Fork.
Thank you.
After you.
That's great. Brilliant.
For me, it'd be great in a sandwich, actually.
Yeah.
Slice while it's warm, if you can, as well. I'll turn this over. Right. Right, I'm going to take this off to rest over here. I'm going to cut them. We'll slice them all up. That one is probably as well. All right, I'm going to take that off there.
So you go first this time.
I get to go first this time. Wow. Wow. That's great flavour. You get to eat this every day, if you want to. I actually don't think we should leave any for the crew either. Eat the whole thing. And we have a visitor. My first introduction to your cattle, and sold. Do you think we should let the crew taste some of the rest?
Yes, why not?
All right. Okay, guys, you've got to taste this, actually. So, drop the cameras and let's go. Wow, what a day. I've tasted beef that I know the local supermarkets can't deliver in terms of quality and flavour like that, to the chicken farm, of where I took one chicken and created 3 meals for 4 people. What we need to be doing is we need to be supporting these local producers, these local suppliers, and that's ordering online, or maybe finding out if your local butcher can get them to deliver to you. But all I'll say is it's food for thought.